So, what if I told you that a local beauty school from Louisville, Kentucky, of all places, somehow managed to get the attention of the US Congress? I know it sounds kind of crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened. And this story, well, it tells us something huge about where education is heading. Now, this isn't just some nice letter. This is a special congressional recognition. I mean, let that sink in for a second. These kinds of formal honors, they almost never go to small vocational schools. They're usually for massive organizations with decades of history. So for a beauty academy to get this level of praise from the federal government, yeah, incredibly rare doesn't even begin to cover it. So that's the big question, right? What in the world is going on at this school that's making national leaders sit up and pay attention? We're going to dig in and find out exactly what's behind all this buzz. And get this, that congressional honor, it wasn't just a fluke. Nope, it was actually the cherry on top of a truly historic year for the Louisville Beauty Academy. We'll call them LBA. They didn't just have a good year. They had the kind of year that basically puts them in a whole different league. All right, first up, just look at this number. Over 12,500. That's how many small businesses from all over the country applied for this huge award from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the America's Top 100 Small Businesses. We're talking fierce competition with amazing companies from every industry you can think of. And out of all those thousands of businesses, LBA was the only one, the only business in the entire state of Kentucky to make the cut. That's more than just winning. That tells you their impact is making waves on a national level, for sure. But it doesn't even stop there. It gets even crazier. In the same year, LBA was also a top finalist for the National Small Business Association's Advocate of the Year Award. Now, this is super important because these are two totally different things. One award is about your impact in your community. The other, it's about changing policy nationwide. For one little school to be a top contender in both in the same year, that's practically unheard of. Okay, so this all brings us right back to that main question, doesn't it? We've seen the what, all these crazy awards, all this high-level attention. So now let's get to the why. What is their secret sauce? What are they doing that's so different from everybody else? All right, let's pull back the curtain and take a look inside. We're going to break down the LBA model, this blueprint for success that's getting all this attention. This is really the heart of it all. Okay, so their whole model is built on 5 key things. First, and this is a huge one, affordable, debt-free education. Total game changer. Second, they make sure everything is multilingual and immigrant-friendly, so everyone feels welcome. Third, they don't just follow the rules, they're experts at it, and they actually fight to make the rules better for everyone. Fourth, they run a really lean, ethical operation that's all about the students. And finally, number 5, their training is totally tech-focused and ready for the future. Every single one of these things goes against the grain. Let's just double-click on that debt-free part for a second, because it's so important. I mean, we all know that student debt is a massive problem, right? And the beauty industry can be notorious for super high tuition that leaves people with loans for years and years. Well, LBA just tackles that problem head-on. They have low-cost tuition, pay-as-you-go plans, and that just blows the doors wide open for so many talented people. Folks from low-income backgrounds, adults looking for a new career, immigrants, people who would normally be completely shut out. And the training itself is not just about learning the skills, it's about building a modern career. They're basically creating entrepreneurs. So yeah, the curriculum has digital literacy and how to build your brand online, but they go even further than that. They're even introducing students to AI tools that can help with things like marketing or managing clients. They're not just preparing grads for a job, they're preparing them to run a business in the world of tomorrow. So the model sounds amazing on paper, right? It's innovative, it's all about the student, it's forward-thinking. But here's the real question. Does it actually work? Does all this impressive stuff translate into real, tangible results for the students and the community? Well, the answer is a resounding yes. The proof is in the numbers. And this is where the story gets really, really powerful. This isn't just some nice idea. It's a proven engine for changing lives. So check this out. Over the years, LBA has had nearly 2,000 graduates. Now, that's not just a number. Think about what that really means. That's almost 2,000 lives completely changed. 2,000 careers started. And a lot of those grads, they've gone on to open their own businesses and hire other people. That's a huge ripple effect. And speaking of ripple effects, look at the impact on the local economy. We're talking an estimated $20 to $50 million. every single year in Kentucky. I mean, for a single vocational school to have that kind of economic power, that's just wow. That is the exact kind of workforce development that every city in America is trying to build. So when you add it all up, you've got the congressional honor, these incredible national awards, this totally innovative student-first model, and this massive economic impact, it becomes clear we're not just talking about a successful school anymore. This starts to look like a blueprint for the future of job training, period. And this really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got the old way of doing things, kind of stuck in the 90s and 2000s, tons of debt, one-size-fits-all programs, and just following the rules. But then you look at the LBA model, debt-free, tech-savvy and AI-ready, flexible and multilingual. And they're not just following rules, they're helping write the rules. They aren't just keeping up with the times, they're way ahead of the curve. So, at the end of the day, why should we care about this one school in Kentucky? Well, it matters because it gives us a roadmap. It shows us how to make education fair and accessible for everyone. It lifts up communities that are so often forgotten. And maybe most importantly, it proves that you can build a business around putting students first. And not only is it the right thing to do, it can be wildly successful. And all of this really leads to one final, huge question. We've seen how LBA's smart, affordable, tech-focused approach gets incredible results. So this isn't really a story about one beauty school in Kentucky anymore, is it? It's about the future of job training for everyone. And it makes you wonder, is this the blueprint for America's workforce?